Hello, Blaze. How's it going? Welcome to another match reaction. There we go. You can see me brighter now. Um, oh, yeah, we've not felt this in a while, have we? 4 games. Well, no, more than that. 5 or 6 games. A defeat away to Wolverhampton Wanderers in the FA Cup. Uh, Towards the end of that game, it kind of felt like back in the Premier League where we were getting battered. And you know what? Most of that game we didn't. It's easy to say, oh, terrible game. We didn't put up much of a fight because towards the kind of back end of that game, it did feel like that. It did feel like we were just kind of going through the motions, just running the minutes down, just letting them have the ball. But for a lot of that game, we put up a good fight. We really, really did. I was watching it on a stream, I will be honest. And it did feel like the commentator was completely anti-Blades and all for Wolves, constantly talking about Wolves non-stop. At one point in the second half, he said the Blades haven't had a shot in the whole of the second half, and I'm like, Sander Berger just had a shot. I know it wasn't on target, but literally just had a shot. But he was kind of right. We didn't put up a massive fight in that second half. Early on in the first half, we really did. We were, I wouldn't say the better side because they did more with the ball, but we certainly controlled the game for most of the first half. They were trying to catch us on the break. And do you know what? I know that's the Wolves' way. They've got Adama Traore. They've got other really, really great attacking, quick players. And that's how they play. They catch teams on the break. But when you're playing against Sheffield United, who are in the league below, 13th in the league. Yeah, fair enough. We've won 4 on the bounce before this game. But we've lost a lot of games this season, and we are controlling the game with 11, 12 players out. It's not bad. You've got to say it's not bad. McGoldrick missed 2 golden chances really, really early on. First one was a header, ball coming to the box, headed it just wide. John Ruddy kind of didn't really go for it. I'm not sure whether that was he knew that it was going wide, but it was quite close. It really wasn't too far away. It wasn't a sitter, but at the same time, he should have done better with it. He should have got it on target at least. And really, the ball I would have hoped would have gone in the back of the net because my stream stopped just when he was about to head the ball. And I was like, did it go in? Did it go in? Obviously, it didn't go in. It's David McGoldrick. I love Dizzy to bits, but he doesn't half miss some really, really good chances. And another chance very, very quickly after that. The ball came into the box. I think he probably just didn't have, after missing that header not too long before that, I think he just didn't have that much confidence at taking it first time, which he probably would have done better if it had took it first time. I think McGoldrick sometimes, when he's got more chance to think about something, that's when he struggles. And they always said that about Theo Walcott, didn't they? When he had no time to think about it, he found the bottom corner. But when he had loads of time, he kind of overthought it. And I think that was what McGoldrick does a lot of the time. And he definitely overthought the second one. And they just got a keeper and a player behind the ball. I'm not sure who it came off. I think it came off the defender in the end. But the defender slid in, the goalkeeper and the defender just made themselves really big, and it was really difficult. After he took that touch and he got the ball out of his feet, then he had just 2 big players stood right in front of him. So it was always difficult to finish that. It definitely should have been a first-time finish. But at the same time, like, if he'd have taken that down, took it to one side and found the bottom corner, I'd have been like, wow, that was absolutely fantastic the way that he didn't just snatch at it. But if you just snatch at it, maybe he would have had more chance of scoring. Anyway, 2 big, big chances that we probably should have put away. And then almost straight away, Robinson makes a terrible, terrible mistake. And I tweeted this. I don't like giving play stick. I really don't, whether some people think that or not. I really don't like giving play stick. But Robinson, and I said at the start of the season, I'm not all against Robinson. Said at the start of the season, I thought Robinson was going to have a good season because towards the end of the Premier League season, he was playing. He wasn't doing too bad. Earlier on in the season, he made a couple of big mistakes or poor decision making. But I don't think he was bad in the Premier League. This season in the Championship, I was expecting him to be so much better because you're playing against worse players. You just are. And it's almost like he tries too hard sometimes. He doesn't do the easy things right. And for this one, he tried to play the ball back to either Wes or it was Karen Gordon. He just either mishit it or just didn't put enough onto it. And they were onto it. And then the ball was in the back of the net within less than a minute, probably 20 seconds. Because that's Wolves. That's what they do. They punish you when you make mistakes at the back. And it's just frustrating to see. And the embarrassing thing for Robinson, really, he made another couple of mistakes, but it wasn't just him. Bash made mistakes today. I didn't see Karen Gordon make any mistakes, but my stream was going on and off all the time. So there may have been odd things that I did miss. So if I haven't said anything in this video, make sure you put it in the comments because, yeah, like I say, it was shocking at times. I was watching it on ESPN Plus, I think it was. And it was going off and on all the time. But Robinson made another one where he just passed it straight to their player. I think that was the one where Adama Traore went down the right and it was a poor shot wide. And Robinson got back and actually probably, if he'd have got that on target, I think Robinson would have got the tackle in. But don't give the ball away in the first place. Like, it's not hard. Now, it's easy me sitting here and saying it's not hard, but it's really not hard. Like, I'm not saying, it's not hard to bring the ball down, flick it back up, overhead kick it in the back of the net. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's not hard to pass the ball to your own team. It's really not. Anyway, there was another one where they went through one-on-one, really poor defending again, and a little lob over Wes. Wes just got fingertips to it and put it around the post. Great save from Wes. Wes had a mostly good day today, obviously with the smile on my face. You probably know what's coming. And like I said earlier, Wolves were just constantly playing on the break, and we had most of the ball, but that's how they like to play. But I thought we played some quite good football. I thought Ozzy and Sander Berger in the first half were really bright. I thought they moved the ball around quick. Osborne was all over the place, getting stuck in, picking the ball up, moving it around. I thought Didsey did well coming in and coming deep and kind of linking play. But the problem is with Didsey, yeah, it's all fine doing that. But when you have two chances, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. But at the same time, he's getting into those positions, isn't he? Like, you probably would have liked Sharp on the end of both of those two. But Sharp wasn't there and Didsey was, so fair play to him for getting into those positions. Anyway, I think it was the 40th minute, something like that. Billy Sharp on the swivel clips the ball into the top corner, really, from close range. I thought it was Connor Cody. I don't think it was in the end. I think it was Dendoncker who went in with the head. And remember, Dendonker's not that tall. Dendonker's gone down, stooped low to head the ball. Sharp's flicked it in the back of the net. Dendoncker, he's not even kicked in the head. If he's kicked in the head, fair enough. But his foot wasn't really that high. And we are playing football after all. If he's not caught the man and his foot is not, I'm not saying it's really low, but I don't think if a player ever stoops to head the ball, then it should be a high foot. The head is low rather than the foot being high, in my opinion. But Sharp put the ball away. Great finish. That would have made it 1-1, and we would have gone into the second half kind of renewed spirits, if you like. But we went in 1-0 down. I don't particularly think we played that badly, to be honest, like I said. But yeah, we just didn't put the chances away that we needed to, and the one that we did obviously wasn't given. 58th minute, Bash absolutely smashes Adama Traore after Sander Berger got knocked off the ball quite easily in the end, really. He really could have got sent off for that for me. If that would have been the Premier League, if that was Man City Chelsea or Man City Arsenal or a big game like that, Liverpool Chelsea, I think he'd have been sent off for that. It was a high challenge. It was a late challenge. But we don't want to see Bash sent off, obviously. I just thought it was a reckless challenge. I laughed at the time because I'm like, Bash did everything he did to stop Traore from getting forward. And I've got to commend that as a Sheffield United fan. But if it was on the other foot, I probably would have been asking for a red card. I'm going to be honest. I thought for the most of the second half, we did really well down the left-hand side. I think that we were sent down that left-hand side to attack so many times. We just didn't really make anything of it. Reece Davis playing loads of really good balls, whipping them down that left-hand side for Freeman to come on to Burke to chase after, for Sharp. I think it was Sharp mostly in that second half down the left, breaking away, but obviously he's not got that pace, and we didn't really create anything from it. Now, Billy Sharp's assisted loads this season, but when he gets that ball, when he's attacking, I feel like he's running so hard that his feet are just like, can't really think about creating a chance after like trying to kind of run as fast as he can, because we all know Billy Sharp isn't the fastest of players. But yeah, loads of times on that left-hand side, we just didn't pick the right pass or play the right ball. It was behind Didsey a couple of times, and it's like, come on, just play a ball to feet or play in front of them. Frustrating. Like I said earlier, the shot that Sander had sailing over the bar, it was a good effort, but it was never going in, was it? Let's be honest. Wolves scored a goal after that. It was on the break. Again, lovely ball down the left-hand side. I think it was Ait Nori, is it? On the left-hand side that played a lovely ball into the feet of Semedo. Wasn't being tracked. Game over. 2-0. Say game over. Billy Sharp had a volley straight after that. If that would have been 2-1. Game back on. Game over. Game back on. But it just wasn't in the corner. Burke did really, really well down that right-hand side, which I've not said much this season, and mostly because he's not played, but also he wasn't very good before not being played. But a good ball into the box, a really good ball into the box, actually. I underplayed that a little bit because he got down the line well. Obviously, we know he's got the pace, but it's whether he's got anything else. But he did. Great ball into the box, right on Sharp's toe to volley. And it was too close to running. Great volley. Just wasn't in the corner enough, and the keeper made a decent enough save. Bogle went down the right-hand side as well. Bash just played him in. And, shot over the bar, high and wide. Wasn't very good. But I thought Bogle was fantastic in this game for the most part, especially in the first half, bringing the ball out of defence. Really, really enjoyed his performance. Then Wolves scored another goal, and this was just a massive, massive calamity. It really was. First up, I'm not blaming Wes for the whole thing. I'm really not, because Bash just got done completely by Raul Jimenez. Because he kind of made a run forward, Bash followed him, and then he made a run round the back. And it was a really, really well-worked kind of run to get him away. But Bash got suckered in massively. And he was away. And Wes then comes out. Wes has been so good since. So we'll let him off. We will let him off. No problem at all. But he comes out. I think he tries to flick it back into his hands. And he kind of just flicks it and kind of goes out of the box. And then he tries to get back. He nearly stopped Raul Jimenez from getting the ball across. But he didn't. Podence took it really, really well as well. Looked like he was going to try and find that corner and then put it in the kind of the front post. Kyron Gordon came across, but he'd obviously gone too far that way, and it was a great finish. Massive, massive calamity. And really, the last thing that I've put down on my kind of notes that I make whilst I'm watching the game is a free kick in the 90th minute. I think it was like 90 minutes and 30 seconds. Hourahan puts the ball into the box from a free kick. Very, very good ball in front of the goalkeeper, behind the defence. Nobody, absolutely nobody attacked it. We had about 4 men in the box. Not one of them got anywhere near that cross. And it was just like, that's our day today. Like, the lads obviously just gave up at that point. And that was 3-0, match over. not the best game. And do you know what? I'm surprised we've got so many people in the stream because I was a little bit gutted after that game. And it did feel like last season, and I didn't really want to do this video. I'm going to be honest. Not exactly a shock losing away to Wolves. No, absolutely not. We didn't deserve to win the game, let's be honest. But if we'd have taken those chances earlier on, it could have been a massively different story. It could have been 2-0 before Wolves had even got out of bed, let's be honest. Why don't Radio Sheffield do any match coverage anymore? I don't know, Uncle Albert. I really don't know. And do you know what? I'm not really that bothered, to be honest. Why didn't you attend the game? I couldn't do today. I had work early this morning, and I just couldn't make it. Like I had a lot of work on. It just happens sometimes, doesn't it? Looked like a team only played one game in 30 days. Good point, Scott. Very, very good point, mate. Andrew Brindley, poor second. Brindley. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I didn't want to get your name wrong. Poor second half, and we had our chances, punished for not taking them. Yeah, absolutely. Forget the cup, we need to push for the playoffs. Absolutely. And do you know what? I'm going to agree with a lot of people on here today, I believe. We've got Derby next, Derby on Saturday, and it's going to be a tough game. I think earlier in the season or before the start of the season, we were thinking, oh, Derby, it's going to be a really, really easy game. It wasn't even an easy game at the start of the season before Derby were kind of hit form. We only just beat them. So, yeah, away to Derby is going to be a really, really tough game. It just is. Agree with that. We can now concentrate on the league. Absolutely. Imagine if Mo Gibbs White had Billy Sharp's finishing. Oh, no, McGoldrick, sorry. McGoldrick had Billy Sharp's finishing. Exactly. But if Sharp had McGoldrick's all-round play, it's just, yeah, it's you can't have everything, or they wouldn't be playing Championship football. They'd have been playing Premier League football all their careers, wouldn't they? Why was Sharp goal ruled out? No VAR. VAR will have been there. VAR will have been there because it's a Premier League ground. But it was ruled out for a high foot, I'm assuming. That's all that was said, and that's all that it could have been. There was no offside. There was no handball. There was no anything. No foul. Well, technically it was a foul because it was a high foot, but nah, not for me. Not for me anyway. Thought we played okay today. I think we did for the most part, but kind of as soon as the second goal went in, that was really game over, wasn't it? We fell down. We fell down as normal. Poor passing. We should be better than it. We fell down as normal. Okay, mate. I don't know what you mean. We need to get loans in, or it's going to be a bad second half of the season. Come on, lads and ladies. Sorry. Come on. We've won 4 games in a row. We've just lost to a team like Wolves. We've got 11 players out. We can't be saying that we're going to have a bad end to the season if we don't get signings in. We just can't. Come on. Good run out against a team with real quality on the ball, considering we haven't played. Yeah, absolutely, Daniel, mate, absolutely. I believe I'm with you. Delicious cross from Burke. It really was, wasn't it? Really, really good. Freeman, I forgot he was on, which is disappointing. Yeah, I agree. I like Freeman. I really do like Freeman. I like players that can create chances, and I still believe that player is in there, but he's just. I don't know what it is with Freeman. Maybe he's just a bit. Maybe it's not the right formation for him. Maybe it's not the right. Maybe he's carrying a little bit too much weight. Maybe he can't move around like he used to. I don't know what it is. We ain't exactly going to win the FA Cup. I completely agree with that. Of course, his foot was too high. I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it there pretty much. Steve York just ran out of steam and concentrate on league. On to the next one. Completely, mate. Completely. It's just one of them things, isn't it? One of them things. Like, we were never going to win the league, win the cup, like was said earlier. They had quite not a first team, but quite a strong team, a really strong team. We had, I think, as strong as we possibly could have had. Maybe other than Iliman and I could have started. But, yeah, it's one of them games. We weren't good enough at putting the ball in the back of the net. We did okay. They were just a little bit better than us in the final third, weren't they? Let's be honest. And then, yeah, we ran out of steam a little bit towards the end, but the fact that we didn't put those chances away early on really was the reason why we lost this game, wasn't it? Really, but defending today was quite poor. I'm not going to go through the team. I'm really not. I don't really think there's any point because I said the players who I thought played well. I thought Sanderberger played well. I thought Ozzy played well in the midfield today as well. I thought pretty much all the defence were bang average except for Bogle. I won't give Kyron Gordon too much stick, but I didn't really see much that he did that well today. But he didn't make mistakes like some of the more experienced defenders around him. Bash had a pretty poor game at times today. He dived in at challenges and missed them. His focus was all over the place. I thought Bogle had a really, really good game down the right hand side, especially in that first half, and really could have put the ball in the back of the net for the in the second half. But other than that, I thought it was it wasn't a fun game to watch for me. First half wasn't bad. Second half, I really, really didn't enjoy. Anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. On to the next one. Back onto the league. And we'll see you for the Derby preview. Thanks a lot.